Hey, you guys know what time it is. I'm out here in Jamestown today, trying to drum up a little more support for you guys. It's not my normal location, obviously. Usually you see me out there 13th and 25th in Fargo, but being that I was in town, or in Jamestown anyway, today, I figured better show these guys over here in this part of the state some support. I'm sure got some more sign wavers out there from across the state today. Hopefully we'll continue this statewide sign waving all the way up to the vote on Election Day, November 6th. Feel free to join me if you're in Jamestown. Drive by, honk your horn, whatever you got to do. Remember to call somebody, let them know what this measure is about. Getting thumbs ups here in Jamestown. I believe last I heard we're heading the polls, guys. So stay confident. Maybe that'll help our destiny be what we want it to be. Looks like quite a few people on here watching already. Hi, Amanda. Looks like Jeff's on there watching, and Ross. Good to see you guys. Feel free to invite your friends. We can get this measure passed and get our veterans that medicine they've been waiting on. Give you a reason. Go to work, come home, and enjoy a little relaxation at the end of the day. So, glad you're all joining the live video. We're just going to hang out here, keep waving these signs, hopefully get some honks. Let people know we're out here supporting them. No matter where you're at in the state, let somebody know how you feel about this. Whether that's for or against. To each their own. I mean, we all are different. We all have different viewpoints. I know why I'm out here. Try to help some people get some things off their criminal record and maybe have a better chance at advancing their life a little bit. It's also about not just getting families back together, but keeping families together. I don't know if I've put it that way yet, but obviously that's really what it boils down to. Keeping our families together, not tearing us apart because we choose to use a little marijuana to unwind at the end of the day. Kind of goes back on civil liberties, you know. Hey, what's up, Jason? Good to see you guys that are out there watching. If you need a shirt, get in contact with Becky Muse, 512 Broadway. Here in Jamestown, from what I heard, you can probably contact Joe Feisinger. As far as I'm aware, he has shirts here in Jamestown. Boy, I'm not sure about Grand Forks. I don't know if they have any shirts up in that area, but yeah, 512 Broadway. Get a hold of Becky. I don't know what we have down there left, but there's always new designs coming out. So if you don't want one that says vote for it, there's ones that say I have voted for it. So there's some of those to choose from. What's up, man? I'm on a live video right now. Yeah, for sure. So everybody's stopping by, showing some support. Haven't got a whole lot of honks from Jamestown, but that's okay. We all know how Jamestown can be sometimes. Not necessarily saying that you guys are bad people by any means, not at all. It's the looks you get from officers driving by, you know. I understand why you ain't out here. That's why I drove up from Fargo to do this here in Jamestown. I'm not afraid. You're not going to scare me away. I'm out here for them as well. If they're not worried about the weed that you got in your pocket, maybe that'll end in a better situation for those types of encounters. People aren't getting hurt, thrown on the dirt. It's also about, for me anyway, I don't want to see my kids ever in a situation where somebody tries to turn them undercover informant, and especially over a little bit of weed, get them hurt. That would be absolutely terrible, and not being able to know that that's what they're involved with. Too many families been hurt by that one, so let's stop that shit. Vote for Measure 3, just to get that out of there. Like, we don't need our kids doing the police jobs with no training. Keep your kids safe. Let them know what's going on. Let them know that they can talk to you. You know, a lot of kids nowadays don't feel like they have somebody to turn to anymore, and that's a shame. A lot of people out here in Jamestown here. You know what? I could flip this back around here, let you guys look, see what Jamestown even looks like from my. Oh, sorry, double tap. This is Main Street, or First Avenue South. We call it Main. And we got the Triangle. Perfect spot for pretty much anybody in Jamestown, no matter where you're going. If you're going to Walmart, going down to the bowling alley, or going to grab a sandwich at Hardee's or groceries at Hugo's, you're going to drive by here. So I figured this is a perfect location. You said what took an option away, Amanda? Hey Tyler, how you doing? Long time no see. Hope you guys are doing well. Getting thumbs up. It's nice to see people are willing to do that even when their kids are in the car. You know, a long time ago that would not have been the case. I think a lot of people are waking up, especially with Mexico and Canada going full legalization in a lot of aspects. Even within the same year is amazing, but being that it was as close together as it happened, I mean, I don't know if I'm actually alive right now. Like, it definitely feels like I've stepped into an alternate dimension, because I would have never assumed that Canada and Mexico would have been the first ones to do it. Well, I guess Uruguay and Spain and Portugal, those guys were technically the first, but I mean, when it matters to Americans, being that Canada and Mexico are the ones that do it, I think that's going to set the tone. These things are going to start changing at a much faster pace. So they kind of put the United States in kind of a tough spot. Keep telling you that it's okay for them to keep arresting people. And I mean, Mexican government said it's unconstitutional to do so. So we'll see how that turns out for us. Hey, thanks guys. I'm sorry. Nothing to see over there. We'll flip it back around. It's not just me and my little sign today. I did bring the big one that Becky gave us. Let's see here if I could find the damn thing. There we go. Sorry, not really looking. Spinning. Getting lots of support here in Jamestown. It's a beautiful day. I mean, it's a little cool out, but perfect day for hunting. Hopefully you guys are out there getting your deer. If you're bow hunting, I believe next weekend is the start of rifle here in North Dakota. So if you're going to be out, make sure you got your oranges on if starting gun season. Don't want to get anybody hurt. Make sure you got that shit pointed in a safe direction. I mean, it's common sense. Don't forget to call somebody. Let them know what this is about. Expunging a few records, yes, that's definitely part of it. Maybe giving some people some opportunities they didn't have before. Putting some things back right. I mean, I know our farmers haven't got a raise for nearly 40 years. I mean, just the hemp thing, being that it's already legal in North Dakota. I mean, you would think more people would be growing it, but sadly enough, all the regulations and hoops these farmers got to jump through just to even attempt to grow a test plot. It's ridiculous. So let's give them that raise. This goes through. This pretty much opens up that hemp for crop rotation and whatever else. So. Good point, Dustin. It definitely answered a lot of people's prayers. It won't be long, guys. It won't be long. We're at the final stretch. We've got a lot of support. It's looking like we're heading the polls, so just got to stay confident and reach out to somebody who may not have voted yet or still up on the fence about it. Not quite understanding. It's not just about a bunch of potheads getting high. I mean, that's part of it. Civil liberty, but I mean, people are scared that a lot of it has to do with they don't understand what this is. They've been told something else. So be respectful, you know. Hit them with some facts, you know. Yeah, 71%. I agree with that. I agree with that. I'm hoping for more like 80, 85, but I'll take 71. Oh, we got a police officer. Oh, wow, we got a nod from that guy. I won't put him on camera because I don't want to get him in trouble. Oh, boy. A little chilly, but that's okay. It's kind of bound to happen this time in North Dakota. Being this November 3rd today. Seems like October there flew by. Getting some more honks. It's good. Wasn't expecting much from Jamestown, being it's a little bit smaller, and people know each other quite well here. I mean, I can understand why you'd be a little bit more reserved to actually wave or honk your horn depending on who's around you, you know. Sadly enough, some small communities can be that way. I lived here for quite a while in the past, so I'm with y'all. I know how it works. But that's okay. That's why I'm back out here, you know. Wave my sign for those of you who cannot, you know. One voice is all it takes sometimes. Especially when you got the support of thousands of voices behind you. I mean, I do this because of your support, so glad you guys are all watching. Looks like we've got more people than I have in a while, so I mean, obviously, I'm sure people kind of catch it after the fact, but it's nice to see people are out there watching. Hopefully you guys are all have had a chance to get out there and wave your signs. If you're a sign waver, wherever you're at across the state, drop it in the comment box, even after the fact. Let us know where you guys are waving from. And I mean, we had a big event yesterday. Dimitri Ivanov was out there in Minot with a bunch of people. Did a Facebook Live video for us. Good job, guys. Looks like you had a good turnout out there. There was also some people I saw, Grand Forks, some people out in Bismarck and Dickinson and Devil's Lake. Good job, guys. Keep up the hard work. You know, it's not always easy standing outside showing you're in support of one viewpoint or another. It does kind of open you up for attack, and you'll get people that might come up and want to confront you about your viewpoint, and it can be stressful. It can be hard to deal with sometimes. just remember that's another person. They might not agree with you, but just keep your calm. Explain why you're out here and who you're doing it for, and a lot of time that's enough. Put them in your situation. If what if it was their brother that had gotten arrested and stripped of all his opportunities? What if their child had epilepsy that caused 120 seizures per day? Kind of opens up some minds, gets them thinking. What would I do in that situation? How would I feel? Let's stop sending all these cancer patients out of state to get treatment. How many medical refugees does North Dakota really have? I'd like to know. There's lots of people who have left the state because of the medical marijuana thing not being what it was supposed to be, and everybody waiting forever. I guess if I was dying, I'd get the hell out of here too and try and get where I could be to get that treatment. Rather see those harder working North Dakotans right here at home spend that tax money here, making sure we're building those schools. Pretty sad when you're chasing our own kind away, our own citizens. There's a lot of reasons. Way too many to sum up. I'm trying, and I'm only going to hit you with a few because there's a billion others I could add, but not everybody will agree with a lot of those. So for me, it's one reason or another. For you, it might be something else. That's okay. This one particular plant has thousands and thousands and thousands of uses, so I think that's fine. However it works for you, whatever it means, that's what it means. Just got to be responsible, just like you would with alcohol. Don't get loaded and drive around. Same thing with smoking marijuana. Eating it, however you use it for your own personal. Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's definitely been not just centuries, but probably a couple millennia, thousands of years. And, there's some studies that even Edgar Allan Poe used to use it. Same thing with Shakespeare. They found artifacts in his home that led them to believe that he was a marijuana user. Many of them out there throughout the course of time. Your internet that you're watching me on right now was brought to you by a guy that used marijuana and kind of came up with the whole idea of the internet through his use. So who knows what this will lead to. I think it will definitely lead to freedom and personal liberties and maybe some family togetherness time. You don't got to worry about your uncle sitting in the pen because he got caught with a little weed in your pocket. Maybe he might be able to take you out fishing. Ooh, boy, that was a dirty look. One person hung, another person about flipped me off, I thought. That's okay. That's okay. To each their own. They'll once this passes and it's around, people will wake up. They'll understand it wasn't even remotely what they were told. Sadly enough, we got hit with a pretty heavy misinformation campaign this year. And that's always unfortunate when people are trying to lie to sway the vote one way or another. Terrible. It's all on how you conduct yourself. I'm out here just trying to drum up support and hopefully give a few facts or just few talking points that you might want to bring up with somebody. You know, what does it mean to you? Why are you showing your support? Is it for yourself? Do you have a problem? Is it maybe your grandma? You know, poor Becky and fucking Brandon, the whole bullshit they had to go through, and that lady was damn near dead, and he saved her life. You know, Brandon Muse went to prison in order to save his wife and her life. So, I mean, dude, I would have done the same. I would have spent that year. But you should have never been going in for a year in the first place. Let's get that record expunged. Hey, Mike, how's it going, man? Hopefully you guys are having a good day. You're in Jamestown, or wherever you're at, whether that's Bismarck, Mandan, Williston, Rugby. I saw old Don Murphy was out there today, taking some photos from the geographical center of North America. That's pretty cool. Not everybody knows about that. Awesome. Glad you're having a good day, buddy. Yeah, no problem. Somebody's got to do the work. No big deal. It's only a few hours a day. We're at the final stretch. Pretty sure we've got the right numbers this year to make this go through. So just got to stay confident and spread a little information. No, actually, Mike, I'm here in Jamestown, right down on the business loop, over by Hardee's. I was up in town for the weekend. Figured I might as well get out here and continue to show support from wherever the hell I'm at. Especially at that time, you know, 420 seems like the appropriate time. Figured if I'm the one out here while you guys are all doing whatever you do at that time, that's fine by me. Maybe give you something to watch, make you feel like you're participating. Makes me feel like you're participating when you're watching, that's for sure. Builds that confidence, you know. Good to see people out honking and stuff too here in Jamestown. I was kind of leery about the looks that I would get, being that I lived here before, and we all know kind of how people can get. That's all right. We're setting their minds free. We're getting them to understand. I mean, the world's waking up. Hey, Joe. How you doing, buddy? Don't forget, if you guys are looking for any T-shirts or merchandise, go down to 512 Broadway. They're in Fargo. Becky will set you up. I don't know if they're doing any more shirt ordering of past designs, but I know they have quite a few new ones up, so check those out. Getting some more support here in Jamestown, guys. Hopefully you guys are all having a good day out all across the state, out there waving your signs, doing whatever you got to do, you know. That's why I'm out here, doing whatever I got to do. Show you that I'm thinking about all those guys that went out and fought those wars for us. You know, they've been waiting on this thing they call medicine, and it's really not seeming like it's medicine when they're waiting. So let's get this set right, get this measure passed, make our veterans feel like they're welcome back. You know, after being overseas, fighting in whatever bullshit fight they were in. Thanks for the support, guys. I really appreciate the kind words. You know, damn. Don't forget, tell somebody what happened to Andrew Sadek. You know, and if you don't know, look it up. It was a terrible, disgusting waste of a life. The way they put that kid in the situations they put him in, you know. starting out with the lies of you're going away for a long, long time, and you don't really know what the laws are. You know, that kid would probably still be here if that line of communication was a little more open and a little more honest. I don't want my kids turning undercover informant because they decided to go to a house party and smoke a joint when they were 18 or whatever it was, you know. Especially putting them in those situations with no training. I mean, they just tell you, go do it. And if you don't, then you're going to get charges. And sadly enough, for some people, that's enough of a scare tactic. And a lot of the time, what they're telling you, you wouldn't even remotely come close to getting those kind of charges. Like I said the other day, if somebody's telling you to be secret, might not be on the up and up. So, you know, educate yourself just a little bit. Don't take their word for it. Make sure you get a lawyer. That's the key. And if you don't feel right, talk to a lawyer. Yay, getting smiles from the sheriff. Maybe she thinks I'm an ass clown. Who knows? Doubt it. You wouldn't believe the amount of people that do support this. Even law enforcement. There's law enforcement out there that definitely support this. You're right, Mike. That's funny. You got a point. You definitely got a point there. Won't be long. It's going to be Thanksgiving. Any big plans for anybody out there? You guys all staying in the state? Making chicken pot pie when this passes? Well, I suppose that would be turkey a la king. Yeah, KVRR did do a story on this yesterday. I did do an interview, if anybody caught that. It wasn't really the amount of the interview that I did, but they did take a little bit of a sound bite and added that. But there's a lot of stuff. Yeah, all right. Getting lots of support in Jamestown. I'm happy, you guys. I'm really happy to see you guys are for this, and that there's so many more people out there that you would never assume that would be for it. Oh, hey, we got an invite of somebody else that would like to go live. Oh, no, there it went away. Never mind. I was gonna let him join. Hey, thanks, Ethel. Appreciate it. I don't think a lot of these people driving by realize that we're on live Facebook. That's okay. Still getting those thumbs up. You get a few dirty looks. I mean, that's with anything, though. I mean, if I was out here with a vote no sign, you know how many looks I'd be getting that were dirty. A lot. I'm just glad I'm on the right side of history, and I'm getting all the smiles. So, it's working out for me. Yeah, I'm really surprised at Jamestown having as much support too. So, you got a real good point there, Joe. Like I would not have figured. It's always seemed kind of close-minded a little bit to me. Hopefully, we got some people across the state. Hell yeah! Hopefully, we got some more people across the state waving some signs today. Trying to make this thing a statewide event. You know, I know yesterday was definitely a good one. You had people from one end to the other, 420 out there waving their signs. So Glad I could try to be the one to kick that off for everybody and get it going. Still trying to be the one here, doing it however I can, all the way up to the day of the vote. 420 videos, so live on Facebook. Feel free to tune in and share these. I mean, I get it's going to be redundant after watching so many of them with the same kind of deal, but it's all information. Just talking points. We're just hanging out. That's okay. I didn't realize how much I loved the sound of my voice until I started doing this. Sitting talking to myself, at least now I can do it without people thinking I'm crazy. You make a good point, Joey. Yeah, Jamestown is resistant to change, but sadly enough, that's a lot of things in life, and a lot of people in life are very. They don't like change. Change is hard. Change is very hard, you know. But once this goes through, and you can't stop it, and things change inevitably, you're just gonna have to learn to evolve a little bit, and it won't be it won't be a big deal. It won't be a big deal. It'll be quite easy. I mean, it's going to take a while, obviously, for people to get product in and get things set up so that you can have your license, however that's going to work. If you're going to be a company or you're going to be just doing it for yourself for your own personal uses. I mean, it'll take a little bit of time to get all that stuff set up. Plants take time to grow. I mean, that's really why the medical thing is in shambles right now. It's got a lot to do with it, and they've been holding out on giving out the certifications that are needed in order to even start a medical grow. I mean, it's all kinds of ridiculous in that aspect. So, all right, got some Minot people. How you guys doing out there? Hopefully you guys are doing good. But yeah, I mean, it'll take a little bit of time. We'll get there. I mean, Canada definitely was not prepared for legalization day. They forgot that plants take time to grow, and from the way it sounds, Canada, when they went legal, within a few days, they pretty much sold out of all available product, and they're kind of waiting. So, I mean, it's going to be like that here, because obviously we don't have anything to begin with set up for medical or anything like that. You're not going to just be able to, oh, it's legalization day, go to the store and get it. It's not going to be there. Keep that in mind. I mean, you'll probably have to know somebody, but at least if you do know somebody, if this passes, you're not going to get in trouble for knowing them, and they're not going to get in trouble for knowing you either. Wow, Zap, North Dakota, awesome. Glad to see you. It's a beautiful day. Be out here waving a sign, drumming up that support for these veterans that fought for us. You know, they're willing to go out there and fight in wars and take on terrorism and what else, you know, whatever it may be. I can at least stand out here for them, hold my sign for a little while, and for anybody who is not able to do that, or whether that's because your job's going to have backlash or try to hit you with some repercussions for your support. That's why I'm out here, so you don't got to worry about losing your job because they don't understand why you'd be out there waving your sign supporting a measure that involves marijuana. I mean, you better tell them to wake the hell up. Especially if that's why they want to get rid of you. Especially if you're a good worker. If you're a good worker, you're there doing your job, helping everybody out. You're easy to work with, you know, and they want to get rid of you because you support marijuana legalization. I think they're on the right track that you need to find a different job because they're not worth working for, in my opinion. If that's the reasoning behind getting rid of you or causing issues for you with it. Kind of ridiculous, in my opinion. Your rights allow you to have your own personal opinions and your freedom of speech. So Raise your voice as loud as you can. It'll set you free. "16 people watching. Holy moly. Didn't think we would get that many. Glad to see you all." Yeah, for those that just joined, I don't know if you noticed, obviously I'm holding this little tiny sign, but I'm going to flip my camera, show you what else we got. We got this big old sign that Becky Muse hooked us up with yesterday, because she's such a nice lady. You guys should go and buy a shirt from her down there at 512 Broadway. Sign up for some phone banking. I believe today that's going until 8 p.m. They're also got some text messaging started. So we'll try to sign up for that. I know we've been having some issues with the system a little bit, trying to get that set up down there. From what I heard, it should be up and ready to go. But yeah, get a hold of Becky Muse down there, or I believe Bradley Forrester. He is also involved with the sign waving and that stuff. So if you're looking for information, hit the legalizeND.com or Facebook. You can find ND Legalization Initiative. A lot of good events are coming up throughout the week. I'm going to keep posting mine. I will be out every day at 4:20 doing a live video for all of you, just to drum up as much support as I can. Get some more people out waving some signs from across the state. However we can drum up this support, we're going to get it done, you know? Yeah, I agree with you, buddy. The dog was agreeing as he was driving by. Won't be long, guys. This is going to go through. Anybody got any stories of things that have happened to them with illegalization that you ever care to share? Feel free to drop those on one of the comment sections over on the site. I know, or send it in a private message. Tell somebody your story. Let them know what the hell these crazy laws have done to you. I mean, it's hard to come back from. I know I got busted a couple times throughout my life. The first one was ridiculous, and it just got worse after that. And even though I hadn't been a troublemaker for years and years and years, I mean, I got a little bit of trouble here and there. I mean, we're all young at one point. You know, nothing major. You know, just a little bit of weed, a little bit of alcohol. But yeah, the amount of fucking roadblocks that were put up for me just because weed was illegal. Whew. Still trying to come back from that shit. That's pretty crazy. I mean, couldn't get housing support. I mean, in all honesty, it's not something I really want to talk about, but the legalization of marijuana seriously cost me my first long-term relationship. Because we're on two polar opposites of the spectrum when it comes to whether marijuana should be legal or not. And obviously you know how I stand, so that pretty much sums up the way she felt. And no matter what kind of science there was, my voice wasn't the one that she could hear. So sadly enough, I think the education thing's finally coming around where people are waking up, and hopefully nobody has to be put in that situation like I was. So I know it's hard on my kids that they don't know exactly what was going on, and that's probably not something they'll find out for a long time. But you know, if this was legal beforehand, that might have been a different story. You know, who knows? But we've moved past that point of our lives, and I'm in a good relationship now, and that lady's got my back through thick and thin, so it's all you can ask for. Hey Ryan, how you doing, man? Looks like Bradley's on here too. How you guys doing today? Hopefully you're staying warm, enjoying the beautiful Saturday. Be nice if we just so happened that legalized ND thing would pop up here in Jamestown on that one while I'm standing here. That'd be pretty epic. But sadly enough, I don't think the Newman gave us a sign down in this location. Pretty sure. I mean, those things are expensive, and funding is limited. So I mean, if you still feel like you got a dime to spare and you wanna donate to our cause, go to legalizednd.com. You can donate right there. Every little bit helps. I believe David Crosby just started doing some advertising through KFGO for us, so that's pretty sweet. I mean, that guy's got a big name behind him, you know. I believe he's been working with Normal for quite a few years, so. And a lot of the older generation know who David Crosby is. I mean, Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young. If you've never heard their music, go check it out. They're pretty good. Hey, Danessa, how are you doing? Hope Minot's treating you okay. Must be the end of rush hour in Jamestown, I think. Must only be from like 4 to 4:10. That's okay. We still got lots of people driving around. Still giving us some support, thumbs ups, head nods, some honks here and there. So, I'm gonna check the time here. What is it? Holy moly, I've already been on here for 40 minutes. Time flies when you're having fun. But I suppose with that in mind, probably be a good time to sign off the video for the day. But just remember, give somebody a phone call. Let them know what this means to you. Let them know the grandpa could use that raise, especially if he's a farmer. You know? Let somebody know you don't want your kids used as undercover informants. Let them know that this is going to get those veterans their medicine. You know? Let them know your dad's criminal record for simple marijuana possession ain't going to keep you from getting into that apartment that you guys need. Whatever it may be. Y'all have a lovely day. Get out there, vote yes. Tell somebody. See you tomorrow, 4:20. Have a good one.